comes out. If you kind of dabble in a little bit of jog training, a little bit of franchise, a little bit of that, you're not going to get that much growth. So again, start with just like this moment right now to write down your 3-year goal and to be like, whatever I'm working on right now, does it align with that? Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, just from my situation, like right now, I'm a director of an X-ray department. So I work 3 days a week. I have 4 days a week to work. So you're saying that really doesn't work out?
Not sustainably.
Okay.
You'll make money, but you'll cap out.
So I'll hit a wall.
You'll hit a wall. And you come back to square one and like, well, I'm not making enough as much as I like to. And then you'll start thinking that's other things, or you start getting shiny object syndrome and trying new things, and you're just gonna go around in circles. Okay. I could tell you, secret sauce. Why am I even saying this? Because I'm exposed to, my first law firm helps entrepreneurs start their business. So that was my first 3-4 years. Imagine, I was quote unquote a closer, closing for my own clients. I would talk to entrepreneurs who start businesses. So I would see who's successful, who's not, based on what they were saying. And then I would also see them, I would talk to them later. So I would know based on how they were operating, who would be successful. That's one. And second is, now I work with lawyers who are business owners. So I know if they're spread too thin, or if they have 2 practice types, those ones are usually the ones that are struggling, versus Mr. Superstar here, who makes 100K a month, who was only focused on one practice type, one law firm, one thing, and is doing really well. And it's a common theme for every single one.
Hey Sam, thank you so much for your time, man. First of all, thank you, Jake, and everyone for putting it together. My question was kind of pinpointing on like the last point that you were just talking about for the text messages. So, I just wanted to kind of get like your idea of like, after you text them, hey, this is like Sam, just give me a call whenever you get a chance. Let's say like, most of the time they won't want to maybe get on the call right away. I just wanted to know, how would you transfer that text message to a phone call?
Very good question. So you're not using the text to obviously close them. You're just trying to be a friendly person to start a conversation. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of templates and different things that I've done. So here's one. I'll copy and paste this into the chat so you guys can have these. Thank you. Hey, first name, how's it going? This is Shoshana from Legal Funnel. I see that you're a lawyer. I would love to learn more about your law firm and see how we can help. What day and time is good for us to talk this week? This actually is proven to work for us. So that could be a good one. Hi, Shoshana from Legal Funnel. We helped. And this could be 1 day later if they don't respond back, whatever. Now you give some kind of social proof. We helped this many lawyers. Feel free to message me or cross-reference your calendar with mine here. It goes to your Calendly. Looking forward to talking to you. This potentially is one that you can also send out a day later. Or this one is actually one of our common ones that we use for most of our law firms. Hi, this is Bob from law firm name. When is a good time for us to talk about your whatever that is?
Right.
As you notice, it's all like, it ends with a question. That right. Nothing invokes a response better than a question. So always look to end with the question. And don't ask them to do anything.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And then you're just trying to be a nice, friendly person, not pushy too much. And you're just trying to say, hey, when is a good time for us to talk? I know you're busy. I know your thing. I know. And then also, if you can customize it based on the answers that they give you from the lead, either if it's a Calendly booking, whatever that is, use that to your advantage.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure. No problem. Amir, let's go deep. Whatever question I'm going to ask Amir, ask yourself the same question. Amir, what's your 3-year vision? Ideally, what would you want to be doing in 3 years?
I want to be a full-on closer with, working with either Mike's team over here or, with either a couple companies at the same time as well. When I actually get more experience through it, that's basically kind of, the goal that I'm working on at the moment. Yeah.
Great. So here's what it's missing. You need to, what is the vehicle that you want it, like what's the vehicle you want to take to be successful, which is closing, but you need to know in what field, and you need to narrow that down based on what is your interests or things that you have some interest to want to learn more about. Okay. So you start off with certain types of businesses, either let's just say car dealerships, law firms, influencers, or like e-commerce influencers, things like that. Pick like a general niche. And then after that, you go on the next level, which is you go into a hyper niche. In that niche, what are the types of businesses that serves that market?
Okay. Gotcha.
Once you define it, now you have a crystal clear vision of what type of business owners you want to do this for. And then now you have a goal, you have a crystal clear thing of like, now I'm going to learn as much as I can about this field. And then again, if it aligns with your interest, with your own interest, then it's good. I could tell you, for example, like one of our law firms does lemon law. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with what lemon law is, but it's essentially if your new car starts having issues, like your Chevy and Cadillacs, whatever, like those top American cars, then the car owner can basically sue the manufacturer, and the client makes money. So let's just say if your interests are cars, that would be like a perfect niche. And because now the general thing is cars, but now inside of that is a niche is lemon law. Oh, maybe let me go find lemon lawyers. Let me start learning about cars and lemon law. Then now I could go apply that skill to that.
Kind of pinpointed step by step. Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
LaShawn likes this. So LaShawn, let's go to you. What's your 3-year goal?
Oh, my 3-year goal
Yep.
would be to basically optimize everything that I've learned in the academy. By the way, I'd like to thank you for coming in and sharing your expertise and experience with us in order for us to be able to glean from the stuff that you've gone through. So yeah, I would take the information that I've learned from the academy and apply it to starting my own franchise. I believe I brought that up in a Q&A session, but right now it's like I need to get to the point that I have enough revenue to buy into that option. So right now I'm working on getting into doing the canine closing for trainers for canine, and I'm going to use that in order to get enough revenue to get to the point where I can get trained by Mike and get more skills, refine my skills so that I can open my own agency in the Bay Area and start working with clients all through the San Francisco area, Silicon Valley area, and also in Contra Costa counties, and branch out from there. So, but yeah, to use that canine industry, I mean, that's something that's new. So maybe to branch out to not only the dog trainers, but also the dog groomers and also the veterinary people that actually work with dogs. So try to figure out a way to kind of meld that all in, because I just got the information about the canine thing, and it's like I've been brainstorming and starting to talk to people to figure out what their problems with dogs are, but maybe to kind of like bring cats in. So
all right.
Yeah.
From what I heard is you got this going on, you want to do this and you want to do this and you want to do that. So the first point is you need to focus on one of those, because I heard from what I got, it was start off with franchise, then there was something else, and then we went to dog training somehow, and they're all 3 different things. So ask yourself, what is my long-term goal? Ideally, what is my long-term? Start with the end in mind, and then make sure that what you're doing right now aligns with that. If your long-term goal, again, I wasn't crystal clear, else I would make it very specific for you. If your long-term goal is franchise, then right now you should be closing or doing something in the franchise scene. So what would you be doing this if it doesn't align with your long-term interest? Success comes from sticking with something and getting into the nitty-gritty of it and knowing it in every detail, every objection, every little thing about it. That's when your true success comes out. If you kind of dabble in a little bit of dog training, a little bit of franchise, a little bit of that, you're not going to get that much growth. So again, start with want you to take this moment right now to write down your 3-year goal and to be like, what am I, if I'm, whatever I'm working on right now, does it align with that?
This is sort of a two-part question. So since Amir was talking about the text earlier, specifically, are there any like text templates to use specifically for getting people to agree to hop on a Zoom presentation with you? And secondly, once they do agree to a scheduled Zoom presentation, are there any specific like texts that you would send as for follow-ups for that to make, to continue to ensure that the person shows up?
Very good question, Brandon. Look at what I put in the chat. There was 3 that I put in the chat, and try to understand why does this work. Overall, you want to kind of start off with the principles in mind. One mistake that a lot of people make is you make it too much about yourself. The language, everything should be about them. Hey, what's going on? When is a good time for you to talk about this? If you make it out, put yourself in their shoes. You get a text and it's like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. Do you want to talk? I'm like, no, man, leave me alone. I'm like, out right now. So put in their language, speak their language, and then look at the 3 little examples that I gave you to see how can I make this relevant for myself. And always try to end with the question, what day and time is good for us to talk this week? It's very soft, forcing them. You put the ball in their court. And if they don't respond, no worries, no hard feelings. You follow up a day later. If they don't respond, no hard feelings. They're gonna offended next day. Something that I teach to our lawyers is most people don't hire you because of pricing or because of it's not a good fit or they're not a decision maker. The number one reason that most people don't hire you or want to work with you is just it's a timing issue, just not a right time. Maybe maybe they're out, maybe they're not thinking about that right now, maybe they got something going on, they're having a fight with their spouse maybe at that moment. That's why it's very important to follow up with them days and weeks later, because you'll be able to find them in a better time. And the other thing, Brandon, to kind of test out is the timing of the text. Early on in the morning is the wrong time to be texting people. Nobody wants to get bothered in the morning. People have their own focuses and their own things that they're dealing with. People have kids and businesses and things like that. Test out with something to test out is maybe like lunchtime or after work times. People are usually kind of more relaxed. They're taking it easy around 5 or 6. So play around with that. Maybe 1 week decide to only text in lunchtime, record how many texts you send out and how many replies you get. And then another week, send texts at 6 p.m. and see how that goes. After 2 weeks, you'll get a clear answer. And then moving forward, you only, do that. The timing is also important.
Awesome. Thank you. Hector, what you got, man?
I want to go back to what Amir said about the texting. And I kind of want to see, because you try to pitch it all in one text message with the first text. And, kind of what Mike teaches is, you want to get them to reach, to want to interest them into what you do and how you service them. So is that something that you've applied in text messages, or how do you get their attention? Do you just straight?
Mike is right. Usually the text depends on your niche, and it's not like this is like the text that's going to work for you. Just like I just want you to understand the principles behind it. But yes, I agree. You're just trying to see whether are you interested. Do you want to talk, whatever. Then you get into the nitty-gritty of it, and you don't want to reveal too much information about what you do, how you help people, benefits, and talk about that's too early for that. You don't want to scare people off. You just want to invoke curiosity. This is the reason why you should talk. Okay. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, you don't want to push too much or reveal too much details too early.
Because I thought you were just leading off with that text, and I was wondering if that did work for you, because you said it worked for you. So I was wondering.
This one is after they've seen an ad, they've entered my funnel, so they've seen a video by me, and they've scheduled a call, so they're a little bit warmer.
So if it would be like that, that's what you do. You send the text about what you do, and then you say, hey, do you got time to call? And you try to get them right on the phone then, or do you schedule a phone call?
You have to, I'm not sure, because I'm not sure what the funnel looks like or what ad they're seeing. Sometimes some people just Google something and all of a sudden they fall into a funnel and all of a sudden they get a text. So that's different language than Facebook ad, where maybe they could see a video. So they've already been kind of pre-sold. They know what it's about. So maybe you just have to talk differently. So And it's an art to kind of figure out the exact language. But
Yeah.
the more obsessed you get, and the more you try different things very systematically, not just like text whatever I like. No, I'll stick with one template for 1 week, see how that goes, and test another template another week, and see how that goes. I feel like you have to kind of be scientific about it.
All right.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, yeah, that pretty much answered my question. Thank you.
No problem.
Sam, thank you so much for being here and dropping some gems. I just have a question for you. What has been the most successful way of getting traffic to your funnel?
So there's two best traffic sources: Google ads or Facebook ads. And then the third one right now is YouTube ads as well. That's what it comes down to. 80-90% of clients these days comes from those top three.
Got it. Thank you.
If it's something that people are searching for, and there's enough search volume, there's certain keyword research tools like Uber Suggest. You just Google Uber Suggest or just search for keyword research. Be able to kind of able to put in the target keywords that people usually search for that service and see how many people search for that per month. If there's enough volume, if there's like at least 400 or 500 or more searches per month, then that means it's a good sign that Google ads will be good for you. Facebook ads is more, you have a higher ticket offer. You have an offer that's at least $3,000 or more, if not maybe $5,000. If it's less, it doesn't, Facebook ads doesn't, it's too expensive for anything less. If you have an offer that's again 3 to 5K or more, then you need a very tight, good funnel to get people to schedule a call. And the call becomes a sales conversation. It's called a call funnel. If you have an offer that's 3K or 5K or more, looking to call funnels and get calls.
Awesome.
Yeah, and YouTube ads is also great. But you want to start off with either Google or Facebook. Google is very easy to set up. Facebook is a little bit harder. I would try that out, and then if you cap out, you have enough, then I would add on YouTube ads as a third source.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Good, Sam. Hey, bro. Thanks for dropping in and giving us all these jams, bro. It's my first time. I've always been on some of these webinars, but I've never actually put out there myself. But your words and your advice just really got my attention. I joined Mike Barron's Closer Academy for two things. I want to leave my morning job, and I want to learn a new skill, because if anything goes down again and we ever close again like we did in 2020, because I was left without a job for 2 months because I work in the restaurants and there's no service. It was closed. So I had to find another job that, wasn't what I was used to, but it was a job and I had to find a way to make some money. So that's one of the things. I also joined the academy to learn a new skill so I can at least have something new that I can learn. But my main thing is that I would like to open like in the near future some franchise restaurants. Now we started a pop-up when I came back to my job. We did like a pop-up of a Mexican concept for just pickup and delivery, and right now it's beginning to grow even more. My thing is that I do want to take that a bit more far, and I basically would like to open one of these days something better than a Chipotle. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they did a good job, but I know in myself that I can make that better. I can make that food taste even better than what you go eat, because the majority of times when you go there after they cook it, it's been sitting there for a couple of times, and I was like, that's already dried up already, man. But I want to offer something better than that, and I also want to create something like a Nobu style restaurant. I don't particularly want to be like an owner that has to own it, but I want to be a part of it, and say I did that. And you were saying that it's hard to do two things at the same time, and I was like, that's basically what I was trying to do. I've been trying to do all the time. But what advice can you give me if I want to learn a new skill, but I want to also do these things?
Okay, ready to take notes?
Yeah. Well, let's see if she lets me.
Let's
I'm
do
not
it.
just sitting back. There's my little girl.
All right. So first is you need to get obsessed with Chipotle. You need to, since that's the where you're heading, that's your vision, and be even more successful than Chipotle. So you need to know their story, how they started, what their model looks like, why they're so successful, why people like their food. You need to get obsessed because that's your vision, to be a better version than Chipotle. Just to give you an example, for me is I kind of had an epiphany that, having a law firm, yeah, you get clients. But what if my clients become law firm owners and I partner up with them, aka the franchise model? So I'm like, what is the most successful franchise model? Is McDonald's. So I started watching the famous Founders movie, started reading the book, the Ray Kroc's book, to kind of get into his mind, like,
Yeah.
what is it about it? So, and then I read this whole book, and then there was only one particular line that basically I had an epiphany that's shared. Basically, it's like, yeah, if you have a business, you can make money from your clients, or if you get business owners to make you money, then that's where you kind of scale up really fast. So you kind of have to get obsessed with what is it about Chipotle that makes them so good, and it's not, Chipotle isn't your enemy; it should be your best friend. So you should understand exactly what they do. Second is, if you already did proof of concept, by the way, I do strongly believe doing a pop-up is the smarter way to go, because you have to prove it before you create a restaurant. So if it's profitable and you see that there's no reason for it to go down, or for your profits, that it'll be successful basically, then why are you waiting for? If I challenge you, Eric, I'll give you $200,000 to go open up a second location within 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks, you'll have a second location. So you should treat it like that for yourself.
Yeah.
So you just go
Well,
for it. Just make sure you have the right location, right?
the
Yeah.
thing that I'm waiting for is because this pop-up was opened up with the general manager and the head chef from the restaurant where we all work in, and we presented it to the owners, and we went through several like cooking foods in order to get the right food that would taste the same as if you were going to come in and eat at the restaurant. So we did a presentation and we narrowed it down. We cut some things down, and now it's going good. But now we're like in the palms of the hands of the owners to see, okay, you guys are seeing the reviews. You guys know that it works. People are loving it. Customers are saying we would order more than once if you guys had a location. And I was like, shit, if I had the money to put down myself, I would have fucking opened the location right there and then. Because I know it works. I know it would do good, especially in the area where this restaurant that the owners own, they've been there for 20 years.
So what's the minimum investment to start up a new pop-up?
We were talking about that with the chef, maybe $1K will probably be good, or $1 or $2K, because he doesn't need a lot. He can work with half a kitchen, and this dude is great on the food cost and everything. This chef is like, he's amazing. If we had that kind of money, then even me and him would just go and open up ourself one, but we don't. COVID changed everything for us.
So there's only two ways: business loan or get an investor.
Yeah.
And when if you get an investor, it has to make sense for how much that they're giving you for the percentage. Don't give big chunk for a couple thousand. Just go do it. Again, challenge you, 200K, go create a restaurant, another pop-up in 3 weeks. You'll do it. So I'll challenge you right now. Go do it.
I'll talk to my head chef when he comes back. Right now he's in Mexico visiting his mom and dad.
Don't wait on him. He's just one of your chefs. You could find other chefs.
Oh, but he's an amazing chef though, man.
He's amazing, but there'll be another person who's also amazing too.
When
you're waiting on, because I'd say that I'm pushing you on purpose, because it's like a limited belief. I need this person to do something for me. I need
Yeah.
waiting for them to be in this situation. There's no such thing as ever being fully ready. You can't good entrepreneurs, they're just moving things forward. Like they're not waiting on anybody. Okay, great. If it comes back, great. We'll do them. If not, I'm already looking for the second and third chef. So don't wait on anybody. And then the last thing I want to share with you is what are some other high-end Mexican restaurants. Go in, see what it is, learn from them, and again, get obsessed and what makes them so successful. And the more you get obsessed with this vision and these people, this vision that you're going to build out, the more then you get clues of this is exactly how you should do it. So get obsessed. I think that's the common thing for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam, for that. I got a question myself for you. What is one thing that you learned later on in your career that you wish you knew earlier in your career?
Focus.
Yeah.
It's focus, especially these days. There's so much going on, so much information out there. It's good to have one source of education or like one person that you're learning from. So it's good that you guys have checked that up on that. My fairness for you. Don't get jaded by other things because everyone has their own style and it's their own thing. If you guys are happy with with how it's going, just stick to that. Second is always think about like one. Who's the top? What's the top source of clients for me? What's the top way? What's the top vision? Always like think of one that way, and then just cut out the noise. There's a really good book on this actually, right here. It's called The One Thing. Go on Amazon right now and order this book for yourself. It's $20. It will get you in the right mindset of the one. Like get hyper focused on one thing, and it also makes your life easier. You don't get as stressed out. I only have to figure out one client source, or one business, or one text, one email, one thing. Everything when you like think of one, like it's not that one. Okay, so I forgot the ones for each thing. If I forgot the top way for each thing, and then it all connects to each other. So yeah, focus on one.